Miranda, and today I'm here to talk about the premiere of Cloak and Dagger Season 2, which was a 2-hour special premiere. I have been so looking forward to this Season 2, basically since Season 1 wrapped up, honestly. I think Cloak and Dagger is one of my favorite superhero iterations, like, across any medium. We're talking, like, movies, TV shows, whatever. Like, I just think it's something very different and very unique, and it has this great emotional heart between it of having like Tandy and Tyrone as these two main characters, and I was just so looking forward to having Season 2 with everything that we knew about Detective O'Reilly and Mayhem that was coming, and the season premiere for me did not disappoint. I liked both episodes equally, and I think they played off very well, like feeding into each other, so I'm actually really glad that they decided to do a 2-hour premiere, because like had they just done the first episode and then we had to wait a whole week for the second episode, I don't think you would have necessarily the same impact as you had watching both of them together. And the second episode, they did what I really love, and I remember they did this a couple times I think in Season 1, where it's like the whole episode is about what happens but from the different characters' point of view. So like in Season 1 we had an episode that was like from Tandy's point of view and from Tyrone's point of view, and like how each of their days went, and they met up at like this like same event. And for the second episode in this season we had not only Tandy and Tyrone and what they did for the day and how they all ended up together, but also Detective O'Reilly, which was really cool. Like, I just think it's a very interesting storytelling premise to kind of like take your characters and then have one go through a whole day, a whole journey, and then you set it back when something really big happens and you move to the next character and then have them move up to where that other person is. I just think it's really neat, and they always do it really well, the writers on Cloak and Dagger. I think the story and the premise so far of Season 2 is so interesting. We really didn't see too much of Mayhem at all in the first episode, and we get to see her basically from the second half on in the second episode, but from what we did see, she is awesome. Like, I know she's out there killing people, but like, they're bad people, so I'm gonna root for her for a little while until, you know. And I just think like the actress does such a good job playing the other side of her. Like, she's just so like in charge and lighthearted, and there's like this no F's given feel to her because she's just so cool and so just honestly, like, she just knows how powerful she is, and she can do what she wants to get what she wants. Like the whole scene when she went to that lady's house who the dude had been there, like, that all the gang members got killed, and was just like, hey girl, I'm gonna break my nails down your expensive painting until you tell me what you want. I was just like, you go girl, you go. And like, I like too how, like, I don't know if they'll keep this up, but like the difference, you could tell how it wasn't her, not only in how she was acting, but her nails were painted like that green that they've been using for Mayhem as like the color scheme. So that was like a really cool Easter egg, I feel like, because it also showed you, but then it was just like her nails became like a big thing, you know, like that's how she killed that other dude. So, and I'm just so interested to learn more about this, because there was a scene where like Detective O'Reilly thought she was being followed, but then it turned out like it was Tyrone like shadowing into the back of the cop car. But I want to know if it was like that necessarily, or if like she literally was being followed, because we saw that Mayhem is like a separate entity, which I really like, because it allows you to still root for Detective O'Reilly. I just hope it's not one of those things where it's like both of them have to live for one of them to live, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want Detective O'Reilly to have to sacrifice herself to get rid of Mayhem. I was almost kind of worried about that, just because, like, why wouldn't Mayhem have killed her already? You know, like, why waste the time tying her up and everything when you know that, like, someone could find her? So that's, like, my only concern. I know it's different from the comic books, too, because in the comic books, like, she was Mayhem. Like, there wasn't this two-split personality, but I really like the idea of having, like, this separate person that kind of has the same goal, but just has less of, like I said, the morals and stuff like that, and it's just more about achieving the end, because like she got the results. Like, what you want to say, but then it's also like, you know, what Detective O'Reilly is saying with Ty, of like, there's a way to do these things. Like, you can't just go in and mess this up, because it messes up the bigger fish in the pond. Like the other plans we had in play, like those don't work as well. And I'm super curious, because I honestly thought Mayhem was the one that killed all those gang members, and I kind of think maybe she still is. I just don't know why she would be so focused on like investigating it, unless she's like looking for the bigger fish to fry. Like I said, like maybe she wants to take down this whole string of operations. I feel like it has to have been her though that killed all those people, to do it so quickly. And also, like, when you heard the tape recorder, it was very much like you heard like slashes and just fighting, and that's obviously like what we've seen her technique is. So I feel like it has to be her that killed all those gang people, which, like, damn girl. So like, I'm just super excited to see where that goes and how she's gonna fit in, because I know we saw her teaming up with Tandy, which was really cool, but I think there is also like more scenes just from like the preview of like what's gonna happen in the rest of the season, where it looks like she teams up with Tandy more and stuff like that. And it makes sense because her and Tandy are very tied to this path of like trying to find these girls, and it seems like both of their things are going there, whereas Ty, like, he does have that thing but not necessarily as involved. Like, he was taken to the ambulance that Maria was in, but outside of that he doesn't really know what exactly is his part in it. I think what's going to bring him in is Evita is going to get kidnapped, is my thinking, because they're getting too close, and then I feel like that's going to be his like big tying, because you know, like, Mayhem has just like wanting to, for now it just seems to be wanting to figure out what this is. Tandy has her friend Maria, and then all these other girls that she saw are missing now too, so it's like they all have this anchor. So like I just feel like Evita's gonna get kidnapped, especially when like he was like reluctant to leave her at the hospital and she was like, I'll be fine, like I can take care of myself. I was just like, oh, Evita, like this isn't gonna vote. Either Evita or Tandy is getting kidnapped, and I feel like Tandy would get kidnapped on purpose to be like bait. I feel like Evita could get kidnapped just to like, if they were like messing with Ty or something like that, you know, to send him a warning. So it'll just be really interesting to see like who exactly is in charge of this, who's doing this. I think they handled the episode so well, and even like the end of the second episode had a hotline for domestic abuse and domestic violence, and I think the episode handled it very well, showing how like Tandy is suffering almost from PTSD in a way, of finding out that like her mom was abused by her dad and how she worshipped her dad and didn't realize it. She is, you know, seeing her dad, like she had that vision of him coming towards her, like, you know, like he was gonna hurt her, and I think that's her fear of like, would he have ever hurt me? Like, I loved him so much, would he have hurt me? But then we also got to see Maria and her boyfriend, and I feel like that was a very good look into what a relationship is like, you know, always going back, always having an excuse like Maria did, and Tandy just being completely done. She wanted to take Maria's side and she wanted to defend her even when Maria couldn't see it herself, you know, and it's not that simple, you know, of just like leave, like Tandy was saying. It's not that simple, and I think that's what Tandy's starting to learn. But like, oh my gosh, all the rage and aggression she was feeling, like when she broke into the house and carved everything up, and then when the guy was trying to act all superior and he was like, yeah, 3 guys came in here and beat me up, she's like, yeah, you drool and you sleep, by the way. I was just like, yes, Tandy, I love her, and her powers are really wicked this season. Like, the whole scene, I loved the scene when Ty was playing basketball in the church and Tandy was practicing her ballet, and she was spinning around and her lights were coming like out of her hand, like the knives, but then all the power shut off in the place and then turned back on real quick. Like, I just like how they're connecting at least her power. I haven't seen it necessarily as much with Tyrone's. Tyrone's seem to be more focusing on that he can actually now take people with him, which is so dope. Like, he can take Tandy places, he took Evita places. Like, I'm so excited because this changes everything, I feel like. Like, I'm not going to be as worried about them be like, don't leave Tandy, like Tyrone, you know, like he can actually take her. So I'm so excited. But Tandy's thing seems to be with the lights, because we also saw when she was running at the end with the hospital scene, like how they were all flickering while she was running, but then it was awesome to see her take all the rage and aggression she has. She was picturing like the boyfriend and like her feelings about feeling bad about her mom, the hallucinations about her dad, and she like boiled it all into this giant ball of light that took out the ambulance, and that was so awesome. Like, I'm so excited to see them explore their powers more and see what they're going to build off of them, because they're already getting even better at it, which is so awesome. So I'm really just looking forward to seeing what's going to go on with the rest of the season. I love that new dude that's going to be like a mentor towards Tandy. It looks like Andre. He's so cool, so I'm really excited to see more of him, and then also just what's going to happen with Maria if she wakes up. What is she going to remember? What is she going to recognize? Ty, stuff like that. And then just also how this mystery is all going to come together, how Mayhem is going to play a part in it, why she's so intense on this particular story, like this case, you know. I'm really interested to see all about that. So if you have seen the premiere of season 2, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Also make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Mayhem. Bye!